a lot of us have said no to this culture. Some of us are in this room, some of us are not in this room, but we haven't collectively embraced it yet, saying we will refuse this type of behavior, and that we refuse that, that people are doing this behind closed doors, that hearings aren't public, if the survivor wants it to be public, that there's not more people in, civil protection orders in the civil courts. There's not enough people packing the courts like there used to be, or not even used to be. There used to be different women's groups and organizations that would go to hearings and ensure that judges were actually doing their job, and that they were listening and not asking demeaning questions and not allowing attorneys to get away with certain procedural rights that they're saying that they have. So when we don't do that, when we start not holding our systems accountable, then that's when we start to see the ripple effect again. And that's when our communities are starting to get hurt by it. And so I would say that use arts activism, really, that there's wonderful examples out there of people using art to get across points that are sometimes really hard to talk about. People are not going to come to a town hall, or people that you're trying to convince are not going to come to a town hall or to a movie, let's say, but they will always pass, whatever the main alleyway is in your, at your school or your campus, and they will catch a sign that says "wanted," rapists at our school, or whatever the idea is that you're trying to capture. There's a lot of that type of subliminal messages that we see in marketing. Why can't we start using that in our movements to end gender-based violence on our campuses? So, figuring out what works on your college campus, trying to be a, guerrilla activist around these types of issues. There's a lot of things that you can do under the law, and there's also things that you can do to push the law. So that's the way that I think about taking the spotlight off of the survivor and the perpetrator and saying, no, as a community, we own this issue, and we as a community are saying no to this. Obviously, doing it mindfully and doing it with, if you can, with the survivor's permission, I think makes a lot more sense and is a lot more holistic.
Other questions?